I made that thumbnail is because of Death Note. I think basically most of the series is basically known for a lot of heart attacks, and when it comes to writing people's names in one book, can cause them to have a heart attack, and it's really bizarre if you ask me. That's probably why I'm like, yeah, I'm pretty much became a fan of Death Note already because I just like this series though. I mean, so we are on episode 8 of Death Note. I mean, just like I told you before, we're gonna get through every single episode of Death Note, so until episode 37, to all the way to the end. Then I'm gonna switch over to Assassination Classroom. So we're going in 3, 2, 1. Let's get it. Skip the intro.
That was footage from surveillance cameras at the station. But
Hold on for a minute.
FBI agents just captured on here.
Let's see the following scene again. Ray Pember passing the ticket gate on his way in, then going to the train and finding the part where he died on the platform.
Okay.
I think it's next to that.
Oh, here it is.
So based on the records I have here, Ray Penber comes through the west entrance of Shinjuku Station at 3:11 p.m. Then at 3:13 he boards a train on the Yamanote line. But even if he was following someone at that time, I think it's going to be very difficult for us to draw any real conclusions from this blurry video. Then at exactly 4:42 p.m. Oh, thank you very much, Watabi. And at 4:42 p.m. he exits the train at Tokyo Station and dies on the platform.
Why is this dude giving out ice cream?
Don't you think?
I'm sorry, what do you find strange?
Yeah, what is it?
And the boss gets like 3 scoops.
We know that Ray Penber got on the train, and then an hour and a half later he got off and died on the platform. But the Yamanote line only takes an hour to complete its circuit. And more importantly, there's the envelope.
What do you mean?
He's holding what looks like an envelope when he passes through the ticket gate.
You're right. It's there under his arm. But in the footage right before his death, it's gone. I can't believe you actually caught that.
Well, I don't see an envelope on this list.
Why I say it's 2006?
Which means it was left on the train. And if you watch closely at the very end here, it seems like he's straining to look inside the train before the doors close. You can see right here.
If that's the case, do you think it could mean something?
Wouldn't it be interesting if Kira was on that train?
That's impossible.
I admit I find it hard to believe as well. There's no reason for Kira to come to the scene of his own crime when he can kill from a distance. Well, maybe he was counting on us to make that assumption and figured he could get away with such a bold move.
What's going on?
They all just eating ice cream like it's
You
nothing.
haven't stopped writing criminals' names in the death note for 4 days straight, so what are you trying to prove? I don't see the point in writing these names weeks in advance. I've never seen the death note used like this.
Consider it insurance. Suppose the son of the detective superintendent of the NPA was hospitalized. If criminals stopped dying at the same time, it wouldn't be difficult to connect the two.
So that's what this is.
Are you sure that I can use any date as long as it's before the end of a person's predetermined lifespan?
Well, I can't guarantee it because we Shinigami don't normally work that way, but I suppose any time before the end of their lifespan should work.
I really can't count on you, can I?
You got that right.
Yes? Yes, would you please hold for a moment? Ryuzaki, it's Yukita at the NPA. He says he's on the phone with someone from the tip line who has information for us.
Right, then give Yukita the number for line 5 and ask him to have the informant call that line instead. It'll be safer that way. Mr. Matsuda, it's okay for you to turn on your cell phone now. Actually, please turn it on right away.
Oh, sure.
Oh. Yes, this is Suzuki, head of Kira's investigation public relations division.
Oh, this I know this name. Take it so. That was pretty funny.
I've heard that name before. So it's her. She's from the Los Angeles baby murder case. That's right. She was working under me. I guess she must have come to Japan with her fiancé. Well, apparently she's been missing since the day after her fiancé died.
I'm sure that anyone in her situation would be pretty depressed. Was it suicide?
Now, the Naomi Misara I knew was...
So she did commit suicide after the last episode.
If anything, it's more likely she'd be trying to catch Kira. It appears she came to Japan with Penber. It's possible that she may have found a lead. That's the case.
But the last episode, Kira told on himself.
Everyone
He revealed to her that he was the one responsible for all the deaths in Japan.
Penber was tailing. In particular, he was assigned to 2 police officers and those closest to him.
Very well. Who are these 2 individuals he was investigating?
Deputy Director Kitamura, along with Detective Superintendent Yagami and their families. At this stage, I'd like to place wiretaps and surveillance cameras in both households.
I have to make sure there's no evidence left on this computer, just in case someone goes through it. Now I just have to hide these clippings from the death note in here.
It seems like you're pretty skilled with your hands. I bet you're pretty popular with the girls, aren't you?
Skill has nothing to do with it. It's your looks that count. I'm guessing you're not that popular, are you?
Huh?
Surveillance cameras? Ryuzaki?
I don't see how you could even consider this. If this got out, we'd have a civil rights scandal on our hands. We'd all lose our jobs.
You told me you'd be willing to risk your lives for this investigation, but you wouldn't risk your jobs?
But, Ryuzaki, what are the odds that Kira's in one of those households?
Maybe 10%. No, it's closer to 5%.
Seriously? I'm sorry, but it's not worth the risk.
No. Of all the people we've investigated so far, not one of them seemed even the least bit suspicious. Even if there's only a 1% chance, we simply can't afford to ignore it.
Chief?
I don't have to tell you how offended I am to learn my family is under suspicion. Having said that, just go ahead with it.
Oh.
And make sure you install them everywhere. I don't want any blind spots in the house, and that includes the bathroom.
Thank you very much. That was my intention.
Come on, Chief. You don't have to agree to this.
Yes, he's right. Think about your family. You have a wife and daughter at home, don't you?
Yes, I'm well aware of that fact. But there is no point in doing any of this if we can't be thorough. Now I suggest you keep quiet.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. Excuse me.
As a courtesy to the chief and his family, only he and I will conduct surveillance of their home. Watari, how long will it take to prepare the wiretaps and cameras we need?
Well, starting tomorrow, I can set them up at any time, provided we know when both houses will be empty.
See you later, Light. Yeah, see you tomorrow. What? No one's home yet.
And now it says 2007. What is going on in this episode?
How's it going? I don't think anyone else is in the house right now. Do you want to play some video games? Come on, it's been a while. You listening? Hey, Light!
I don't believe it. I never knew he went to such great lengths. What could he be hiding in there that he doesn't want anyone else to see?
For a 17-year-old kid, I wouldn't say this kind of behavior is particularly abnormal. When I was his age, I did strange things too. Have you ever talked to your son about the investigation?
Of course not. I've never once revealed classified information to my family. Besides,
I don't know why.
I see them too often these days. And
I mean, you work for the department, so you might as well tell your family what it is that you're doing.
Where are we going?
And I'm sure they'll understand. So don't be hiding stuff from your family.
Talking to you, we're all getting mad.
That's just for a good reason.
It doesn't look like these codes have been bugged. I think we're safe. Listen to me. There's a very strong possibility that there are wiretaps and maybe surveillance cameras hidden throughout my house.
Really? But that piece of paper was still in your door, wasn't it?
That's true, but I left the paper in the door in a way that it would be obvious to anyone entering the room. The real test is the handle.
It is?
When that door is closed, the door handle automatically returns to a horizontal position and it won't go any higher than that. But whenever I close the door, I adjust it slightly. Instead of letting it sit horizontally, I lower it by about 5 millimeters. When I get home and I try to open the door, if the handle is all the way up, I can be fairly certain that someone was in my room. That method alone doesn't tell me if my door was actually opened. So I put a mechanical pencil lead in place as well.
So what do you do with it?
It goes on the hinge. After I close the door, I take the pencil lead and rest it on the hinge in such a way that it will break if the door happens to be opened by anyone. Normally I'd take it out myself when I get back home. When I got home from school today, I noticed that the pencil lead was broken.
Now that you mention it, I do remember that.
First the door handle, then the lead. I know someone was in there.
Maybe it was your mother.
My family wouldn't have noticed the piece of paper. What's suspicious is that someone took the time to put it back in the door.
Hi there. Can I help you?
What's this all about? Are you buying a book about wiretaps and surveillance so you can figure this mess out?
By the way, Ryuk, what about your apples?
Apples? That's right, surveillance cameras. Once the apple's in my mouth, no one can see it. But while I'm holding it, it looks like it's floating.
I thought so. You told me that Shinigami can't die, so I guess it will kill you to stop eating apples for a while.
Don't you think that's a bit much? Come on. I never told you this, but apples are to me what cigarettes and alcohol are to humans. Do you see what I'm saying? I even get withdrawal symptoms.
Oh yeah? What kind of symptoms?
My body gets all twisted. I do handstands. It's not pretty.
I don't need to see that.
I know.
Okay, here's the thing.
Why does it seem like the Shinigami character is more of a comic relief? Because in the first episode, he was a bit intimidating and scary, but
you'll have to find out where all the cameras are hidden. If you're lucky, you might find a blind spot where you can eat them without being seen. Alright, let's go.
Yeah, the camera search. Sounds so interesting.
who's this? I know this nigga ain't looking at no Playboy. Boy, you a player.
I can't believe my son is looking at those magazines.
It's normal for a 17-year-old. But it seems contrived. It's too obvious. The only reason he didn't want anyone in his room was because he had his magazine. That's what he wants us to think.
No.
That's my son you're talking about. Are you honestly telling me that you suspect him?
I do suspect him. That's why I placed wiretaps and surveillance cameras in your house and the deputy director's house.
I think they're doing this because they want
Found
to.
a camera in the air conditioner.
So they really put cameras in here. They must have bugged the place as well. Even if this is the Kira case, I didn't
Trying
think
to
the
get some
Japanese
dirt
police
on
would
this
go
nigga.
this far. This must be Elsa.
Because they think he has something to do with the
They've
deaths
narrowed
of
down the
Japan.
suspects. By now, they must have figured out there was someone who Ray Pember was investigating, or they wouldn't have gone to all this trouble. Man, these covers mislead you all the time. No. Given the situation, it's safer if I just assume I'm their prime suspect and the only one being watched. It'll be okay. Luckily, I prepared for this kind of situation.
Oh, Light.
Hey, Light! Come on! Dinner's ready!
I love you. Always.
What the heck is this?
Hideki Ryuga! I swear he's
Oh,
perfect!
wow.
How come no one in my class is like that? Sayu, just eat your dinner. I'll eat later.
Hello, Mr. Aizawa. The Kitamura is watching television now.
Yes. He's not home, but the other four are watching while they eat dinner. It's Channel 4.
Watari, please contact the broadcasters and tell them to play our message.
Very well. Understood.
That's right. My parents meant
Huh?
much more to
What's this? ICPO? They're saying that in response to the Kira murders, Interpol has decided to dispatch a force of 1,500 investigators to Japan. The investigators were drawn from the law enforcement agencies of its member nations. 1,500 investigators? Whoa.
Good lord.
Chances are they've got cameras in the living room as well. Regardless of whether this news is real or not, it's obvious they're just trying to evoke reaction from me.
Yeah.
Now,
That seems like what it is.
Same trick he used last time. The ICPO sure is stupid.
Huh?
I mean, there's no point in making this announcement. If they're gonna send all these people here to investigate, shouldn't they keep it a secret?
Even the FBI agents who were secretly investigating were killed by Kira. Why would this be any different? If you ask me, this is nothing more than a desperate attempt to shock Kira in the hopes that he'll reveal himself somehow. Quite frankly, I wouldn't be surprised if Kira sees right through us.
Your son is clever, isn't he?
Well, yes.
Thanks for dinner, Mom.
You're eating a bag of chips? You just had dinner. Your good looks are gonna go down the drain if you keep that up.
It's a late night snack for studying.
I think that's it, Light. I found every camera they put in the house. I guess Shinigami get tired when they work hard. Now let me explain where they all are. It's a little bit complicated, so listen up. There's nothing I hate more than explaining something twice.
Alright, it's time for me to hit the books.
There sure are a lot of cameras in this room. I counted 64 in total. I guess whoever put them here expected you to at least find some of them.
It has to be L. He had no qualms about putting a death row inmate in his place when he declared war on me. It's pretty clear he doesn't know any limits.
What I want to know is how am I going to be able to eat apples?
Obviously, that's impossible now, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, I guess you can't talk in here. But we'd better discuss this outside tomorrow.
Okay, I think I'm getting the hang of this now. Judging by the number of cameras,
Hey, I'll charge my phone in a minute, guys.
Decision within a short period of time. Any normal person would slip under these circumstances, but it won't be that easy with me, L. This is the closest you can get. I've set things up so the criminals...
Did they put a camera inside a bag of chips too?
L is aware by now that Kira can control the times of death of his victims. Therefore, to avoid suspicion, L needs to see that criminals whose names are being broadcast continue to die while I have no access to that information.
Oh, the symptoms are starting!
I'm gonna show you, L. With Ryuk's information and my preparations, I can continue to kill criminals whose names are broadcast on the news, while masquerading as a typical high school student studying for his entrance exams.
I was right, there was a camera inside a bag of chips.
I'll solve equations with my right hand and write names with my left. I'll take a potato chip and eat it.
After dinner, your son just goes back to studying without turning on the TV or his computer?
It's because the entrance exams are 5 days away.
Now, a criminal who I should have no knowledge of will die of a heart attack in 40 seconds. And the witness to my alibi is L himself. Alright, just a little bit longer.
Ryuzaki,
Yes, what is it, Wataru?
a few minutes ago, a bank clerk being questioned on suspicion of embezzlement and a purse snatcher being held in a detention center were broadcast on the news. They both just died of sudden, inexplicable heart attacks.
It's him again.
While all that was happening at your home, your wife and daughter were watching television. When that was over, they turned the TV off and didn't watch anything afterwards. From just past 7:30 until now, 11 o'clock, your son's done nothing but study. Kira needs a name and a face. Without those, he can't kill. So I suppose anyone who didn't watch the news can't be Kira, right?
This is the craziest TV show I've ever seen.
It doesn't make sense that Kira would kill two petty criminals right after their identities were broadcast. I know it's only the first day after the cameras were installed, but the Yagami household seems almost too innocent to me.
Light, are you up yet?
Yeah, I'm awake.
Today's garbage day, so if you've got any, bring it down with you, okay?
What a pain.
What are you talking about?
Is his name Light or Hero?
You need to remind me, Mom.
Yeah. Another beautiful day.
Well, I can't say for sure whether you're extremely generous or just a spoiled brat. But didn't that mini LCD TV cost you $400?
Good morning.
Alright, well, that was bizarre. Turns out they're trying everything to get a reaction out of Kira because they're getting close to knowing that he was the one being responsible for all the deaths in Japan. So many dudes and criminals died of heart attacks based on him writing names with the books. And as we saw, the guy just said that some other criminals were involved in the school or something like that. They all died of heart attacks. So the detective knew it was Kira the whole time. So maybe I don't know, but just to be sure that hopefully when they do get the investigation closed, when they finally realize that it was Kira the whole time, that was being more responsible for their deaths. Yeah, can you imagine how the finale is going to be? So here's the thing though. Although the series is bizarre, it's still more entertaining to watch because I'm getting to know more about Kira's backstory, more info on deaths, and well, we all knew that the lady committed suicide after the last episode when he revealed himself to her. So, yeah. So thank you all for tuning in, even though I don't have nobody watching me right now. I don't care. I mean, once I upload the videos on YouTube, I'm sure there's gonna be more people watching. Sort of. If you guys enjoyed this video, subscribe, comment, follow me on Instagram. I'm out of here.